from home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima, located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima-Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment, nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima. Your adventure starts with us. Book today.
Yes, good morning, viewers of Welcome TV. My name is Yosam GUCHWAKI. Today, the 6th of June, 2025, here at Welcome TV. And today, I will begin by first congratulating our Muslims for reaching Eid al-Adha. Today, they have been for prayers, and right now, they are going to slaughter animals. I can't go into details on what it means, but for them they know better. I also want to congratulate our colleagues, the believers from the Catholics, Protestants, that's the Anglican, even the Muslims, for commemorating the Martyrs' Day. That was 3rd of June 2025. And this is commemorated every year. And right now, in the studios of Welcome TV to look into a range of issues. And I have a very competent panel to discuss these issues. I'm hosting this program, and I have journalists from different media houses who are going to be discussing the topic of today. And the topic of today is NRM elections. We are going to delve into the just concluded NRM structures. The elections we had recently from the village level up to the district level. And we are going to center mostly at Masindi. And many issues happened. Even in other districts, we saw people beating themselves. We saw people even getting sticks, like in Zimbabwe. It was very, very hotly contested. In Masindi, we saw the youth coming up, taking on the old guards. We saw, for example, our chairman LOC5, Cosmas Biaruhanga, losing to his councillor on that position of the secular publicity. We also saw Johnny Karuhanga putting a lot of pressure on one of the senior politicians in Masindi, that's Kawakumba Laboni Masiko, whereby Kawakumba Masiko got 401 votes against Karuhanga, who got 226 votes. We are going to look into many things, including the process, the outcomes, the lessons learned, and also the impact of elections on the party's internal dynamics. We are also going to look at the challenges faced during the election process and how they can be addressed. With me, I have journalists from different media houses. For example, I have Charity Atura from BBS Radio. She's also a journalist. She has covered these elections. She's an anchor. And also someone who has passion for journalism. We also have Moses Andama. I can call him, I think, a veteran journalist now, because you are rocking to 10 years of service.
You are right.
In journalism.
Yes.
And your stepping stone was Radio Kitara.
Exactly.
When Radio Kitara closed, of course, you had to continue with your career. Right now, he's working with Kazi Njema, an online radio and a website based in Hoima City. And also, he works for Elkem Television here as a sports presenter. He also works for MK Newslink, a website based in Busenyi. So he has a vast experience. He has covered the NRM elections. So we are good to go. I will give them an opportunity to introduce themselves before we go into the day's topic.
Yes, a very good morning, our viewers of Elkem TV. We are very grateful that you are outside there, eagerly waiting to follow us from the time where we shall start up to when we shall climax. Today is Eid Day. I hope after here, we shall also go out and celebrate with some of our colleagues who are Muslims outside. And I would like to welcome whoever has taken and considered this program so grateful. It is going to be so interactive, and some of us may even learn out of what may transpire here. As he introduced me earlier on, ANDAMA Moses, as he introduced, I work with Elkem TV, especially I do sports program here on Tuesday, that's from 2 to 3 p.m. And also I do some other assignments besides sports. So I also work with the MK Newslink, that is based in Busenyi, in Ankole region, and Kazinjema, that's an online radio station and also website based in Hoima Oil City. So we are here, and feel free to interact with us. You can go on our respective platforms, like that is the YouTube channel. You follow us, like and share, and also Facebook and TikTok. You're welcome for this edition.
Thank you so much, Andama Moses. Only you skipped one word. You are the West Nile ambassador.
Yeah.
I don't know what appointed you.
That is very, very important. Actually,
or you're self-imposed.
I'm not self-imposed. We have our West Nile Community Association, and we have elders who can see far, and we always give priority in case you have not yet joined. By the way, that one is a very good observation. People think ambassadors are appointed by president alone, but but also we have other people who can do that. I'm West Nile ambassador, and we also have an association, that's West Nile Lugwara community based here in Masindi. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Moses Andama, the West Nile ambassador. You have justified that you are not self-imposed. You are a real ambassador of the Lugubaras in Vunyoro. So Charity Atura can also introduce herself.
Okay, thanks, moderator. My name is Atura Charity Mwijukuru Kamanyiro Mboro. I work with BBS FM as a news anchor, a reporter, and at the same time a presenter. I'm glad to be here on the panel of intellectuals.
Yes. Yeah, we're also expecting more guests, like Augustus Bigirwenkia is the editor Radio 7. We're also expecting MAJAJU Edward Ziwa, the manager Radio 7, who will be joining us. They have been caught up by other activities somewhere, but they're going to join us shortly. I'm going to begin with you, Charity. You fully covered these elections, where we saw many things, many stories unfolding, the youth coming up, all the big shots losing to the youth, where we saw people embracing the election exercise from the village level to the district level. What stood out for you?
During those elections, what caught my mind was the way people embraced the youth in these elections. Because when you play a flashback in the old elections which have been being held in Masindi, you can see that people were considering those old people as the ones who are capable in those positions. But this time around, the game was vice versa. You would see the old ones being cheated by the young people. Like, for example, the LOC5 chairperson, Wahid took him. And it was not like people did not expect it to happen. Yeah? People thought, according to the position of the LOC5 chairperson, he was going to win, obviously. But it was vice versa, which was good, that at least people in Masindi have started embracing the young blood in the election process and giving them a chance to also do the best for them, for Masindi.
Yes.
And when you look at the other election between Karuhanga and Kabakumba, it was a tough one. It required time and money. So the one who had more money, I think she won. Yes, that was my observation. Only the thing of lining up also is not a good one, I may say.
You want to say that the issue of lining up has created more enmity than ever?
Very right. Lining up, if I was, I think, in government, I would not accept it to be there. Because lining up is very, very bad. It is creating enmity between people, mostly the agents. So when you find an agent is in two camps, it is very, very hard for him to eat money on these two sides. It is creating trustworthy and loyalty in people, but at the same time creating enmity. Why? If I'm eating your money as a politician, and I'm also eating ANDAMA's money, you will find I will not even appear on the polling station. Because I'm feeling guilty, I ate the money from both sides. Eh? But if it was the other thing of ballot, it is very good.
Because there are scenarios where I saw some people never participated in the elections. They remained seated in the pavilion. Because they couldn't come out because you find the candidates coming from the same area. Maybe they have been friends, they have been maybe in different things together. We saw very many people abstaining from participating in the elections, and yet it was necessary. I think they were trying to avoid some conflicts. You want to say that?
Yes, you can even take a flashback when we are electing LOC1 chairpersons. This thing of lining up, maybe Nyanga, I'm voting for chairperson. They are going to see me lining up behind someone else, and maybe when someone else have lined before may not pass through. Then the one who passed through saw me that I did not vote for him. You find I'm not stable in the village. Like when I got report, this guy will not even take me seriously. Eh? He will say, but after all, she never voted for me. So that kind of thing will lead to enmity in the villages at all levels, by the way. Though it is a good thing that it creates loyalty in the people and trustworthy, but at the other hand, enmity is too high.
Okay, let's cross to ANDAMA. Moses, the West Nile ambassador. You fully covered these elections. I would see your headlines, big source trounced.
True. Very true.
You covered it fully from the village level, you came to the parish level, we came to the sub-county level, municipality. Then this big source trounced. You see?
Yeah.
But ANDAMA,
yes.
can we say, because we really saw the youth participating fully and coming up for those big positions, like Wahidi Babia Caesar, he was very brave. Said I will contest with this LOC5 chairperson.
Yes.
We saw the speaker coming out was trounced, Cosmas Vyarwanga was trounced, and many people, and those who maintained their positions. Do you want to say that now the youth, Simon Vyarwanga, the youth are empowered enough to take on down the old guards?
Thank you very much. Actually, NRM structure right from the village level. I think there are both positive and negative things that we have really seen in this just recent concluded elections at the structure level. First of all, there were respective different public opinions, especially on how NRM tried to conduct their elections. You know, public, for example, saw the NRM structures that since it being a traditional party, and it was giving a direct chance to some of those candidates in the ways of accessing resources, state resources, since they are traditional parties, which does not give chance to some other parties. For them, they feel like they are the traditional party and they do any other things the way they want in terms of maybe getting resources, they are funded. So some of those. And then also on the other side, maybe if it comes to also to the issue of finance, you find some were supported financially, but some other candidates, like some youth, we as youth, for me, I will be very grateful for some of those who picked interest and came boldly to contest with some lions within the district from the grassroots, like those of Wahid. That is a clear indication that as youth, we are trying to see ahead. This thing of fearing being a coward is no longer there. So you can do anything as a youth when you decide that you are coming for something. Just come
and also,
boldly.
As I've been saying, they have been calling us leaders of tomorrow.
Yes.
Tomorrow has come. They don't want to create
They don't
space
want to
for
give
them.
us that chance.
Now they have said, let us come out now boldly and take them on.
So that is how we are supposed to be. Because even Bible by itself, even when Jesus spoke in parables, that if you don't really mind of yourself, who will mind for you? So youth has to come out and say, no, it is our time. You contest. Now we are seeing those of Moses Ali in Ajuman. How many governments has that man seen? He started right from Obote 1. Those of
Maybe is the only competent person in Ajuman.
That's what he claims.
Yeah.
Moses Ali might even be in 90 plus.
No, it's
86.
He's 86, but some people can even just for the ages. You can cut by 5 or what? No matter, because you have a target. So Moses, now for example, Moses Ali, we have very many competent people who are in Germany, but still I can even criticize some youth. You know that the man has reached to that age, and also the electorates within that. What impact or what has really such kind of people done in your society, where you keep on giving and not even giving chance for some other people to come in like new faces? The youth, you talk of that, the unemployed. Youth are trying to come and compete with those people. They have financial power. Those are Moses Ali. You can recall some time back, Moses Ali even donated some haifas to President and Moses Ali. When you try to compare to wealth, who is supposed to give to the other? So what does that imply? So implying Moses Ali can also influence some of those youth. You may come and contest against him. You say, please leave that for me. That one has been happening right even to some NRM structures. We have been seeing in recent concluded elections for NRM. Some youth had actually shown interest of coming, but at the end, you say, I'm stepping away for so and so. That one is not good. What does it indicate?
ANDAMA, you fully covered these elections.
Yes.
From the grassroots to the district level.
Yes.
And we saw some people complaining, especially Karuhanga John.
Yes.
He was saying the election wasn't free and fair.
Yes.
But the chairperson, the registrar, NRM registrar Masindi, he described the exercise, Moses Ogwang, described the exercise as free and fair. But we also have some disgruntled people who are complaining that the exercise wasn't free and fair. I don't know if you have seen any petition. From I've not yet seen any. Because when you complain, you have to complain formally by inviting the press, by petitioning. We haven't seen any. According to you, was this exercise free and fair?
To be sincere, the recently concluded NRM structure elections here in Masindi was free and fair. Because I covered all those elections. At the municipal level, though, I didn't go deep into the village level. But we didn't see any complaint of any person coming to contest, actually complain against his or her own elections. Because people stood up behind their candidates. There were no complaints. You could see. Even some were disappointed. You see a long line. Those things, for me, actually, these things of lining up is the best. Because there's no complaint. Yes, it has its disadvantage where there will be permanent enmity where you may see who are those people who stood behind me. But when it comes to issues of openness or democracy or giving freedom to someone to elect and vote, stand behind the person he wants, that one is clear. It avoids even complaints because these are no ballots.
There are also people who are very calculative. They eat money from both sides.
Yes.
But they wait for the line to grow,
yes,
to become longer.
And then they
so
enter
that
in
they
the
stand
middle.
very behind. So that they are not noticed by the candidate. You know, there are some candidates who are stubborn.
True.
They tell you don't see behind. For him, he turns to say behind.
True.
Yeah.
But now, because actually those people are there, you cannot stop human beings. You know, people have their own behaviors and characters. It is always very hard to stop a human being from his attitude, or if something is in your blood, it is always hard. But this thing of eating from both sides can cause you, it can cost you some time, because not everyone might be, you may do it to me as ANDAMA, I may forgive you, but the other person maybe will take it into another direction. But the recent concluded NRM structures here in Masindi, yes, it was fair, it was very fair. Ogwang declared everyone, and there was no one who complained. People all came and stood. They say, yes, this is it, and the results were declared. We are yet to receive any petition. But besides that, I have never had any complaint.
Thank you so much, Andama. But I don't think it was fair and fair. Because, yes, it was fair and fair, but irregularities can't miss.
Yes, they are there.
So there were irregularities. I want to bring on Charity. Charity, we saw many people in Uganda, across the country, embracing NRM elections compared to other parties. Because I was with some people somewhere saying NRM is a mass party. Because when the elections were taking place, very many people embraced the exercise right from the village level compared to other parties. Because we have many parties, political parties in Uganda. We have FDC. We have not yet seen elections for FDC here. I don't know if we have been invited to cover them. We haven't seen elections for PFF. I think NOP invited some journalists to cover. I think Andama, you participated.
Yes.
Yeah, at Nyanga, at their office.
And they're organizing for the youth sleep on nights.
Yes. What do you read, Charity, among these political parties?
Thanks, moderator, but I would say NRM is truly a mass party. And these people of NRM are strategized. Because when you look at the way NRM does its things, it is too different from other political parties. These people, they keep on talking. But these people of NRM, they are practical. And you will even find, you wait for that thing of NOP. Me, I'm not a supporter of NRM, neither NOP, neither FDC. I'm neutral. I don't have any party.
Yes.
But when you look at NRM, the way it does its things, it is too different. And by that, they are organized than NOP, than FDC and the other political parties. Why? These people, they know what it means by politics. They know where to touch, they know what to do. Though that NRM has an influence with this current government, because they are the ones in power, they can influence. But at the same time, these parties are just there. They don't have any direction.
But FDC, PFF, NOP, JEMA, they also say they have the capacity to mobilize the masses.
They can. They have. But just look at that of DP. Is it DP? I don't know. DP.
Yes.
Where Innocent is.
Yes.
You can even see the way themselves they are fighting.
Even NRM fought, like in Zimbabwe,
yeah,
they fought.
But
even here,
they resolved the issues.
Even
now they are there.
Even in Kakumiru.
Yeah, they fought, but they know what they want. That is the challenge. DP does not know what they want. And even NOP, when you look at NOP, it is a big political party which has supporters. But when you look at the supporters they have, some of them, they are in the youth stage, they even don't have IDs. But they're still their supporters. But still, so when it comes to voting,
their argument is they would be known everywhere. They would be participating freely and everything. But they are frustrated
by NRA,
by security.
Yes.
They are frustrated by government officials who are in charge of doing anything. they are not given a chance. They want to go to a radio station to mobilize members of Kiatiri, to mobilize members of Nyakarongo, of where, but they are not given a chance. Now, NRM for it, it is given a chance to participate in each and everything. You see, they are saying those frustrations are the ones which are making them awake. But if you are given a chance, you're not being arrested, conducting rallies, talk shows, they would be massive.
It is true that NRM can do anything to keep them in power, which is very, very true, 100%. You even look at the other campaign, what was for NOP, where President Chagulanyi Center wanted to come to Masindi, they cancelled those things. Why? They also fearing this political side, or the opposition of NOP, because NOP is one of the parties which have supporters, and it is strong in Masindi and the other country, and the other districts in Uganda. So if they give them chance, trust me, they can even do anything. They can win, but they will never roll. They can win, but they will never roll. Those statements are too different. NUP can win, but they will never roll. That's why you see that even if they have any outreach, they want to go maybe to Masaka, they're always blocked, which is very bad by this current government of ours. But there is no anything you can do, because they're the ones in power. What will you do? The only thing I think they can only cooperate and come back to NRM, which is impossible.
I also observed something. You know, Ugandans, sometimes we are too complacent. Sometimes NRM can come out and announce a roadmap and say we are now going to update our register. We are going to do ABCD, we are going to do this, we are going to do this. But you find members have not embraced the exercise of updating registers. You find at the time of elections, that's when someone wants to come in and yet is not in the register. Did you observe that thing? And by the time the elections come, you want to participate, you're not in the register, you end up causing commotion and chaos. I don't know where the problem is. Is it the problem with our level of the civic competence? We are not civically competent. Is it the mobilization which is done is not enough? Is not thorough? I don't know where the problem is to ensure that we bring on board everyone to participate, but not to wait for the final touches.
I'm going to drive you back to a point which I told you first, that NRM is a mass party and it is strategized, and they know what it means by publicity and mobilization. When time for registration, that you come and renew renew back in the NRM register, you will find people embracing. They even put adverts on radio stations in different districts in the country. Why? They are mobilizing. Have you ever had any announcement or any advert for NUP? May I work with a radio station? Have you ever had it? I've never had any good for NUP. Neither need, but there was one in a workshop for NEED. So one of the officials from NEED was saying, like, you people in Masindi and Ibunyoro, you don't support NEED. I stood up and told him, I respect you highly, but what have you done to mobilize for NEED in Ibunyoro?
So you want to say the parties in the opposition do not do massive mobilization?
Yes. They sit there, keep knowing that people know about them, yet they don't know. You have not mobilized, you have not placed their announcements, neither things on social media. We only keep seeing you that you're on some events, but you don't tell us what is going on in your parties inside. What do you want for us to help you with? NRM comes out and mobilizes its people, places adverts. Even you may that a man of Tango Doi is announcing some adverts that you go do this and this. Even the person in the village will know that NRM now is doing this exercise. We should embrace it. Even the current MPs, they will come on the radio stations, please do this and this. Even another thing which is making NRM to be a mass party, I think their members of parliament are cooperative. Because wherever there is anything like which is going on, you will hear those people coming on radio stations. Even if when you call him or her for another talk show, you will find he or she is diverting you to the other
To
side.
NRM issues.
That people NRM is doing this and this. So this thing, you will even find in parliament, most of the MPs are for NRM. Why? It is a mass party.
Okay, thank you, Charity. And
I told you I don't support NRM, neither NUP, neither what.
I can understand.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know.
So we are still continuing with our program, and we are going for a commercial break.
Okay.
But the program continues up to midday. Let's first have a commercial break. We shall return shortly.
Discover your home away from home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima, located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment, nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts, Hoima. Your adventure starts with us. Book today. Discover your home away from home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima, located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment, nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts, Hoima. Your adventure starts with us. Book today. Discover your home away from home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima, located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment, nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts, Hoima. Your adventure starts with us. Book today. Discover your home away from home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima, located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment, nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts, Hoima. Your adventure starts with us. Book today. Discover your home away from home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima, located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment, nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kawalega Resorts, Hoima. Your adventure starts with us. Book today.
Told you earlier, I have a panel of very competent journalists who have been in the field for many years and they know what to do. We've been joined by Stephen WANDERA Kiki, the journalist for NTV in Greater Masindi, and I think he has an experience of close to 10 years, close to 10 years. Yes, and is very competent to discuss this topic. By the way, his stepping stone was Kings FM, then joined Kitara, BBS Radio, before joining NMG, Nations Media Group, that's NTV and Monitor. We're also joined by MAJAJU Edward Ziwa, commonly known as Selector MAJAJU. And his stepping stone in journalism was KKCR. Is it? Then Radio Hoima, Biso FM in Bulisa, Kings FM, is now at the helm of the media at Radio 7. Thank you so much for joining us. We are still moving on with our topic. Stephen Wandera, you fully covered these elections. And you even published some stories in other districts, but within the region. What stood out for you as you are covering these elections?
Okay, thank you very much. Moderator, Dogo, Sam GUCHWAKI, reporter for Vision Group. That's how we have always been in the field. Yes. And when you talk of journalism, more especially in news reporting, you know what it means, because journalism is wide. Our dear viewer, my name is Stephen Wandera, aka Kiki Wanaira. That was my trade. And also the former chairperson in Jimepa name when I was still so active in radio.
You're now phasing it out.
Well, as you have said, I have covered NRM elections. Not only the recent one, but even for the past years. I've been covering the NRM elections, NRM primaries, and the recent one, or the ongoing NRM elections, I've also participated. But of course, as a journalist, there are many things we see. By the way, people, what they see on TV, people, what they hear on radio, it may be a quarter of what happens outside there. Of course, we see, and of course, media is there to promote. Of course, there are people who have used media to destroy, but for us in this generation, and someone who is professional, we are discouraging that media of destroying. That's why we are promoting the journalism of building or promoting. That's why there are stories which happened where people fought, where an officer was seriously humbled, let me use that word, but it ended up in social media. But in the mainstream media, it did not appear. This time around, my major coverage was in Kiriandongo. The way how you say that I cover Masindi, Bulisa, and Kiriandongo. So it is where I was deployed. And what was there, Kimogora village in Mutunda sub-county, Kiriandongo district. And the LOC1 village election was postponed for 3 times. The first date fixes where they were supposed to have this election, it never happened because of some irregularities which the locals were attributing or accusing the NRM officials and the district leadership of sabotaging or of sidelining with their candidates of interest. You know, Kiriandongo has a challenge of land wrangles. It is a common problem in Kiriandongo. And you find that these leaders as the locals say, the district leadership will want a chairperson who would serve their interest. Of course, this is a sub-county which is full of ranches.
Because some people were dubbed agents of land grabbers, some leaders, isn't it?
Definitely.
In some district like Kilandongo, some leaders, that's what they are tagged.
By the way, for your information, an LOC1 in a village where there is a ranch is a very big person and is a very rich man. By the way, I saw a councillor who is stepping from councillorship to LOC1 election.
Meaning the LOC1 was even influencing the elections, NRM elections.
Definitely, definitely. And of course, I'm told that for LOC1 to sign for an investor, he will get millions. And the incumbents are driving, have good houses. And
so what stood out for you was the councillor foregoing his position of councillorship coming to LOC1.
LOC1. And of course, that one, it also makes sense. And secondly, one of the candidates refused to be counted, and he's
Counted as a voter?
To be counted as a voter, and his supporters, they refused. He said, for us, we shall not be counted because the election is not free and fair. You have failed people from Nakasongola, you have failed people from Masindi, you have failed people from neighboring districts to come, yes, to come and vote for the people of Kimogora. So I don't know how it has ended, but for him, he was like, he's going to petition Tango Doi.
Did he petition?
Now it is a story to follow up.
Okay.
It is a story to follow up.
Thank you, Wandera.
But basically, it is where I saw a district returning officer presiding over LOC1 election. When we have the village returning officer, sub-county returning officer, parish returning officer, but for this case, it is the district returning officer who presided over
I think
the village
in Masindi,
election.
we never got scenarios where an election was repeated. It only happened in Kisalis. I don't know if you...
Kirasa.
Even in Kirasa, it was repeated.
But after failing on the D-Day, the next morning, successful, and no one was complaining. But for the other case, after postponing it for the third time, still the candidates rejected the outcomes.
So those are the stories, and that's what unfolded during the elections. According to the journalists who fully participated in the elections, I think Kisalis, they were forced to repeat it after the other one. They called them the village registrar, I don't know. The registrar who was conducting the elections. He said elections should be conducted early because people want to go for burial, mania for what, those things. But the registrar at the district level said no, it isn't. So it's not supposed to be like that. Selector MAJAJU Edward Ziwa, manager Radio 7, the journalist who fully participated in the elections at all levels. I think you participated at all levels.
What do you mean by participating?
In covering.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you were in covering. What stood out for you, MAJAJU?
Thank you and good morning, dear viewers. Welcome TV, and thank you for having me here this very morning to have my perspective on what transpired in these elections, which we are still in, but also which we just concluded for the NRM party. Well, and as you've said it, as even my colleagues have put it on, that elections in Uganda, when I was coming here, I had my sister calling the NRM that a mass party. And that's what I hear people calling it. But I think NRM party is just playing on the minds of Ugandans because they are still in power. But I don't see any seriousness in it. It is like having a stepmother in a home who is being so loved by the husband or the head of the family, but when is a problem to the children who are in that home. So that is NRM. They just play around people's minds that for them they are there, and they think that maybe people don't do what? People don't understand the things. When you look at a party like NRM, it has been conducting the structures. But just as he has said it here, that in Kirandongo they postponed 3 times. Why? Because people are not ready. The participants are not ready. The players who are coming to to participate in this election, they are not ready. They are just coming in because time has just caught them on. So whatever happened, whatever is still happening, when you look at the history, NRM party, what they have been facing ever since they started coming into election. Actually, let's start in 2006. That election, what they faced, even in 2011, even in 2016, even in 2021, just COVID had to come in. It is the same stories they are still facing today. No seriousness at all. These things of saying maybe, when you look at even the NRM chairpersons at the district level, maybe because maybe I stay in Masindi, I don't see any serious work they do. I don't see any serious work they do. Because you may find that I could want to see the NRM chairperson and the entire committee traversing the whole district, and also mobilizing the masses, mobilizing the people, telling them what is going to happen or what is going on in their party, even though they are not in time of elections, just like any other party. Look at the party that have just been formed, like NUP. NUP, as a party.
Before you go to NUP,
yes,
is the problem with the office bearer who is in that position at that moment, or is it a general problem?
It is general
across the
problem.
country.
General problem as a country. It is general problem from the secretariat to down, because we may come and accuse these people who are just in up countries when the problem is coming from the other side. Why are they all quiet?
Because I was seeing
why are they all quiet?
Some offices are living.
So when you come with your espresso,
a moment.
Yes,
I've been seeing some NRM offices even attracting some dust. This is the time now we are seeing them trying to renovate, do what?
Yes.
And yet these offices are very crucial.
It
is very crucial in the district.
Yes.
To be active because they're in the government, to mobilize the people.
Let me tell you, let me bring it clear. The reason why why I said that NRM is just playing on the minds of Ugandans. These are the people who are going actually to go against their party constitution. Someone who is an administrator in a party, he will go against the party constitution and stand against someone with the flag.
Yes.
And they will see it as something,
which is not happening in other parties.
It is easy. And so, you see, in other parties, that is a criminal case. Someone like that is supposed to be thrown out of the office. Because you are the one actually putting, entrusting your candidates. Once you assume office and maybe you get any responsibility in a party, you are supposed to stick in that responsibility and not engaging other elected politics.
Maybe there is something which brings that.
Which one?
When you don't have sanity
yes,
in your party, internally,
yes,
and the elections are not free and fair.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
What do you expect?
That's what I'm saying.
It depends.
For them, they know inside, they know what happens at the secretariat. That's why at the secretariat they are quiet. They are sleeping. And that sleep goes back to the other people up country. Yes. So when you come with your pressure, with your hard-working skills that say, the party has been sleeping, so we need to, to wake it up, and people get to know that NRM exists. NRM, because people. By the way, let me show you. Do you know why they have had, a high turn-up? Or people seeking, seeking interest to stand in elected positions under the non-party. ticket. It is because they know it is the party in power. Only that.
Yes.
They still have that chance because they are still in power. The day, I'm not just maybe being a foreteller, but the day the NRM party loses the flag of being in power, I'm telling you, it will not even take a year. You never see NRM T-SAT or a SAT.
I also want to get an opinion from you.
Yes.
On the issue where we saw big sorts.
Yes.
Withdrawing.
Yes.
After anticipating that they may be embarrassed.
Yes.
Then those who were strong-hearted continued. They were embarrassed by juniors because we saw the LOC5 losing to the councillor.
Yes.
Wahed.
Yes.
What do you say about that? Because we are seeing the youth coming out. They are very much determined.
Yes.
Is it that the youth are now ready to take on the mantle and have not been given a chance?
Not like that. It is, according to me, these are infightings that have been in the party. And by the Cosmas didn't lose because maybe it doesn't have support. Cosmas has support. But they punished him. they did it intentionally.
It was a punishment.
This was a punishment. Just because for them, there is the way how they, I don't know if you can be in a family.
They cocooned.
Yes, they cocooned together to push him out. Just because they don't deal together, there have been maybe some kind of, push-ups that are emerged in 2021. By the way, these are effects of 2021 general elections, if you don't know that. And for him, he thought that one ended. Kumbe, for them, they knew where to get him from.
And this is continuing up to
And by the way, I'm very, very sorry to him for not identifying that earlier. Me, I knew it. I knew it. When I saw his posters coming late, I thought, Cosmas could have just called me and asked him what is going on. Because for me, I knew
you want to become his advisor.
Cosmas was not going to go through. Actually, even when you see Wahid never wanted to stand. Do you know that?
He was pushed.
He was pushed. He said, now come and help us here. And Wahid was like, are you sure you're going to support me? They said, please come.
So he was a savior.
So I know some of the positions, which was one in the NRM party structures, which were, the people were there. They didn't even show interest. They were just pushed in. They were just posted. Just please go there and we shall support you and you help us that person.
That's why some people withdrew.
That's why they withdrew. That's why they withdrew. So these things, this mafiaism in the party, like NRM, will make it lose, just like it lost in 2021 in the Buganda region.
Even in Masindi municipality.
Even in Masindi was just a drop in an ocean. But in Buganda, there is taught NRM election, and it may even again come back. It may even again come back. If they are not served by the new opposition parties that are just coming in, like PFF, SMI, DFA, DA, what. If they are not helped by those, because those ones are going to collect some of the members in the opposition, and they serve NRM party, because the NRM will go on and spread the information or the gospel that the opposition has no future. They're just fighting themselves. Can you just get us in and we serve you diligently? Because the opposition, you can see them. They're fighting themselves. They have nothing they're going to tell you. So with that information being supplied or being told the people, maybe they may sympathize with the party in the NRM and they vote them back. But that was a lesson which was a straight lesson, and if they did not learn any lesson in it, even these 2026 elections, you will see whoever has picked the interest to run on a part of the NRM, thinking that they will go on and win. This should be a warning to them.
Thank you so much, MAJAJU, for your opinion. I want to go back to Charity. Given what we are seeing, Charity, and what happened in 2021, there's a saying which says that bobano inda kuramura abanyuwo mwengo bahimbamo ekitaki yake obahimbamo ekita nibatekana. We saw it happening in 2021 we saw Aniskiza Puli, we saw Rogers Yamukama fighting for the kita. Now Joab came in and took it. And we saw some peace. They all kept quiet. Do you think, given what is happening right now, and I'm optimistic that it may happen even in the primaries, some members may not agree on what is going to transpire, who has taken the flag, what do you expect as we are going in the 2026 elections?
Cannot estimate on what will happen. But politics is not easy. For them, they are just not organized. There is mafiaism in the party. When they sit down and see what they want, I think when one of them like Ernest loses the flag, and maybe Rogers Biamukama also maybe gets a flag, I think one of them should leave for another, so that person should be standing for NRM as a party and stand with another person from opposition, either FDC or NOP. I think that one will work. If those people all come, maybe when Ernest loses the flag and another one comes as an independent, but still fighting for the same position, I think there will be another issue to handle with. I think if they sit down together, I have lost a flag, let me leave for you to go as a party, because they're only in.
And by the way, this may not happen only in the municipality.
Yes, it will not happen.
Even
but now other people, at least on municipality, we only have 2 so far. You know what I'm saying is like this. When Ernest loses the flag of NRM, and if Rogers Biamukama takes it, let Rogers Biamukama go on. Let this one remain behind, because they have already won you. And when one stands, I think another will also support the another.
But what brings that is...
It will help us to bring Masindi again in...
Someone believes maybe there were internal issues.
Yes.
I have the support on the ground. The party may not determine for me.
And what I'm saying, if these people still fight together, like the way you have said that when they are fighting, the drunkards as they are fighting, still they will take that post again. They will lose it to opposition again. But if they sit down together and they agree,
you know,
and if they agree and say that maybe I've lost, let me leave you, you will also support.
As you come in, yes.
If they agree together, they will bring back NRM in Masindi. If they don't, still they are going to face the same challenge. NRM will not come again in Masindi municipality. That is my point.
Yes, Stephen Wandera, what do you anticipate?
what brings all that, I think, is the disorganization in the party and lack of enough preparation.
In the parties, because this is not only...
No, we are discussing the NRM.
No, we may discuss this generally.
No, let us first discuss NRM.
Yes.
And disorganization and not being prepared enough for these elections. You know, I have heard people complain that the party is putting a lot of money to register its members. Yellow book.
True.
But when it comes to elections, it is not followed. So people were asking, what is the essence of having this yellow book, despite of investing heavily in these exercises? So this, I think it is one of the reasons why these candidates are rejecting the results. Because they believe that the exercise has not been free and fair, or is not always free and fair. So meaning everyone is able to vote, whether he's a resident, whether he's a traveler. Maybe there is someone who came for a party in the village for a week, and the election has found him in that village.
And by the way, for your information, in Masindi, we have only one flag bearer.
But if
only one,
to me, if these people were using the NRM register to conduct these primaries, if someone is won, would accept. That's why you saw in the 2021 primaries, people who, someone who was the third in the race came and took over.
In the
example,
EC elections.
Example in Urul, Akuziwe Aled came as the third runner.
In the primaries,
primaries.
party primaries.
But after realizing that there was manipulation of the results, you find in a village someone who has got 700.
And yet the village
Votes.
has 400 residents.
When the village has 100 people. So I think these are the things which NRM has to iron out. Then party principles. How are the party principles, the laws? If someone loses the primary, what does the party say? But it is in NRM where you find that an administrator has been conducting NRM elections, then comes as an independent to stand on his or her party candidate.
Yes.
It just happened here in Masindi. Someone is a party admin. I came, I was given a flag for a constituency.
You are a worker for NRM.
I won the flag, but you leave office, you come to stand against me.
Those are the issues leading to the doubting of the credibility of the officials.
So, I think that is
Something which needs to be looked into.
to be ironed out.
Yes.
Mr. Moderator, it is not working only in NRM, also in other parties like INUP.
Yes.
Here is my friend. We know as per now, the elections are going to be conducted. But no, I'm not. I told you before, I don't have any party where I belong. You look at here, Wandera Stephen Wanaira.
Your
and
friend.
look at Kanti. They're all from the same party. So, I'm telling you, this organization is in
like,
all parties.
No, that's like primaries. Because
Yes,
they have
but
not
this
yet agreed
organization is in all parties.
who will come. Maybe the example we would give was like in Kawempe. We saw a flag was given to Nalukola. But there are members who came out who were not satisfied
With what came out.
and we saw the other gentleman is a comedian, like a comedian. We saw
The one was crying.
Uluwemba. They also came out as independents.
That's why I was talking of party primaries.
Yes.
Meaning the moment you defy the party principles, the party laws, you have...
But when I may ask you a question, what do you do in case?
Let me conclude. You are fired out of the party. You are declined, you are
You're
sidelined
denounced.
as a party member. And if NRM was also following this, since it started conducting its
Other
primary
parties denounce members.
in UP, what
Who has been denounced?
Who has been denounced?
those you saw the CJ and the spokesperson announcing that whoever defied the party principles is no longer
A member of the party.
is no longer our member as a party.
Yes.
Mr. Spokesperson, do you want to tell us that
They left the
Kanti
party.
was denounced?
What do you mean? What do you mean, Grant?
We shall have that topic another day. Let's bring in
Because
Andama.
for Masindi,
Let's
we are yet to be there.
let's bring in Andama
Mr.
Moses.
Moderator, take over.
Let's bring in Andama Moses on what you anticipate to happen. Because really, in Masindi, we have only one flag bearer, the woman MP Florence Asimu. The rest are independent MPs. The people with flags, yes, the rest. Bujenje, the independent remain the Kasumbu.
What is the work of the NRM chairperson in Masindi?
That's where we are coming. That's what we are questioning. That's what we are questioning. What happened? In Buruli, Kabindi Stephen got the flag, but it's Aled who went to parliament. So we want to understand, where is the problem? Are these internal conflicts, internal challenges affecting the determining the outcome? What should be done? What do you anticipate, as we approach the elections?
Thank you. For example, I've been talking about the other election that ended 2021. where we saw a lot of surprises people we couldn't expect going through. For example, we are talking of Joab. We know at a grassroots in up countries, NRM really, that's the base of NRM. You cannot come from any other political party to win a district, especially when you're in central, but it is fine, that one is understandable. And in other parts of, by then, northern Uganda used to be a very stronghold for positions. But now also NRM is trying to take over. They are looking for all avenues to ensure that they are mass party in northern Uganda. But now this issue of internal conflicts, as we have been talking about, especially amongst the NRM candidates, I don't know whether it is happening because they are failing to actually comply to their principles as NRM. Of recent, when they released out the roadmap for these village structures of NRM and the whatever, district to the municipality, we saw Tango Doi and some NRM people trying to warn NRM party candidates who have picked interest in order to comply with those principles. For example, we talked of candidates showing interest. At the end, they say, I'm stepping out for so and so. And also there is a possibility that due to money influence, I may come in for a certain position, but at the end, I've been bought out to leave that position. So NRM party, to my own opinion, I think why members are fighting, one, there is a lot of money in NRM. They take NRM party, which is a mass party and a ruling government, so they have access to money and they want to use that money the way they want. So members are doing things with impunity. They don't even comply to their structural principles and whatever. So that's why you are seeing people conflicting over and the opposition. Look at that loophole. They come. Now talking about the recently concluded Kawempe by-elections. Really, GUCHWAKI. Not even a young kid like this observed and saw really what happened. Amidst all avenues that NRM did, but the woman was won with a very big range, but NRM still believes that they were rigged. Honestly, how much money was put there? If you take it in that perspective of wasting taxpayers' money, billions of money was poured by NRM. They used 3 billion, but they lost it. Now again, they are taking it to court. So we are not sure, but it is billions of money. Now they have not learned a lesson from that, but still they are pushing. They want another election. Now, instead of identifying the cause that made their woman to lose, again they are adding other issues on top of what happened. So NRM, as a mass party, has failed to identify some issues that could ensure their candidates to prosper in other elections. And if they continue without finding root cause for what has happened to let their candidates step or fail elections, then I don't see them prospering in these upcoming elections.
Thank you so much, MAJAJU. Let's bring on, ANDAMA, let's bring on MAJAJU. But I'm observing that the level of civic competence has also increased. Civic competence. Because in the past, they would say, kuna kutwara fulaga ni wongo. But it's never happening. It's no longer happening now. We are seeing people remaining with their flags. MAJAJU, you're a senior journalist who has been covering, you even covered many elections. What do you anticipate? We are approaching that time, critical time, whereby we are going to see people being given flags, and yet they're not supposed to take them because of rigging, because they have influence. What do you anticipate?
Media has done a very good job in that job of civic education. Yes. By equipping people what to do, telling people what to do, than the party themselves. The party, them as a party, for them they have failed And we need to accept that. For them, they want to use that chance of driving Ugandans or electorates in darkness. Or Collins will be. That's how they want to. That's where they want to run these elections. Now the media comes in to enlighten that you people, this is what should be done. And now I think they're going to find it a bit challenging with the coming in of these online TVs and because if you survive the radio, you won't survive here. Now I'm from the radio. I'm here now. Something which I can't talk there, I will use this channel and talk about it.
Yes.
Now, I wanted, you asked a question to Mandama about the independents that won here in Masindi, that we have only one flag bearer, and that's Dr. Flores Asimwe. What happened? I wanted to put my hand there.
A snapshot, yes.
Yes, you see, when we are still growing, they used to tell us that if you see a kid under the table keeping quiet, just know she's doing something evil.
Yeah.
You just go and try to check around. You will see. Either she's eating something
or destroying something.
Now this is what happened in 2021. The NRM chairperson, who used to be my boss, was so silent. She participated in the election in primaries, lost. After losing to Ernest Kiza, she kept quiet, and actually she did something which was very, very rare. People didn't understand it, but I told my colleagues, I said, I've always done this thing again. We need to understand it. Why she has done it? She allowed adverts of the opponent to come and play on his radio. And even yes.
But that is a commercial radio.
No, not even a commercial radio. We know. What don't you know? What don't you know? What don't you know? What don't you know? It is not something to joke with.
The radio is not NRM.
I'm telling you.
But you know what happens on these radio stations which are owned by politicians?
Yes, you know. Don't think that you don't know.
Maybe Flash is unique.
She's not unique. So how many times I've said been doing that?
Yes. You can continue, Mr. MAJAJU.
Now, that one only had to, to deceive some people. And they said that maybe she's trying to show reality and contribute to the NRM flag bearer and take in what? The victory. This was not true. Exactly. This was not true. She did, I won't say whatever she did, but for the Honorable Ernest knows what happened to lose, at final to the FDC candidate. So this is what is going to happen again. Again, they have voted for her. When they knew all the vulugus which was done in the other elections, and she was not there to rescue them. They have voted for her, the same person, though they have changed some of the other body members. But when you go to Bururi, what happened in Bururi? The Kabindi won, and then Aled failed to accept and said, Napana,
he bounced back.
They have reached me, and by that time Aled could tell me that, I'm Motuang. They have reached me. I can't accept that. I said, yeah, go back. And he went. But then he was even offered 80 million. He was offered 80 million and refused it. He called me and said, what? They have offered me 80 million, but I can't take that money. I said, I think you are very wise. Because how do you explain it very well to the other electorates who voted for you, but you did go through? They voted for you, though you did go through. How could you explain that one? And a common man like someone living in Kitanyata and finds it genuine for you to take that 80 million and you forego, then you let the flag bearer Kabindi to go on. So I think this should be something to worry about, even when we go to these elections. The people who are going, the NRM members, I want to advise them, who are going for party primaries soon, they should be very, very wise. If they rely on the party efforts and they say that the party is there to safeguard me, it is going to hit them on a strong, actually it's going to hit them strongly.
Are you sure?
I'm telling you, this should be done on their own. though they have the party flag. I mean the party ticket. If they say that because they have the party ticket, and this is what Tango has been telling them. If you think that you have come here and paid 3 million and that's all, and we have given the party ticket, and you think that you're going to win, you go there, they will teach you a lesson. And it is going to happen. Wait and see.
I've been seeing them.
If you think that maybe 2021 is done, it is not yet done. People are still with their angers. They are still in their angers, with their angers. And with the municipality now having 2 candidates so far, and their own NRM, don't think that each one who loses will accept.
And they're all big shots.
They're all big shots.
They have a big following.
They have money.
They have a big following.
They have big following, and they're all on ground conversing. If Rogers loses, trust me, he understands becoming independent. He understands that category. He is very good at becoming independent.
Now, won't this give an opportunity, especially in the municipality?
I want to conclude here.
Won't this give an opportunity to the opposition?
Exactly. That's where I'm going now. If Ernest loses, trust me, this time round, he's coming an independent. He will not accept again also. And what comes next? Again, opposition will not win. This time round, it is the independent candidate who is going to win, I'm telling you. This one is very clear. This is me. This is according to me.
Opinion. That is his opinion.
This is my own opinion. NRM candidate in Masindi municipality will not accept the results. Each one is going to run as an independent. And the one who bows out, maybe because he's fearing the pressure and all that,
now
will have lost it for good.
We are seeing here we have 2. Here, NRM.
Yes.
Buruli we have like 3. But in Bujenji, we have more than 5.
Yes.
You think all the 4 may come back against the flag bearer, the way you're seeing the ground?
No, others are just there, to challenge. Yeah, they are squatting some serious card, as you know.
You want to call them categorizers?
They are just typical jokers. They are jokers. Just we know them. Even the senior ones who were there, they are just trying to check on the electors and say, do I still have some love there? They're just doing that. But the ones who are serious, we know them. And I can also say that in the JNJ, I think we are going also to have the NRM will take it also. We are going also to have an independent candidate taking over.
Someone may see me with a bad eye.
I'm telling you.
Let's go ahead.
I'm telling you. So what I'm trying to
as you conclude,
here, as I conclude, independent candidates, as you have seen them massively going to a party to pick tickets, we are going to see the 12th parliament being filled by independents and opposition candidates.
So
yes, this is me, and we shall be in Masindi to analyze this again.
Thank you so much. We are still continuing with our program, and those are the opinions from these senior journalists. I told you I have a panel of very competent people with a lady, 3 gentlemen and a lady. And Charity, I want to come back to you. Do you think, Charity, as we are approaching these elections, because right now candidates are picking nomination forms, they are paying 3 million, which is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. They are picking forms, and they are coming back on ground to canvass for votes. What do you think can be done to avoid all these things we have discussed? The issue of independence coming back, the issue of money, the issue of everything. What do you think can be done?
That's what I told you, that MAJAJU has told us the truth that they cannot accept. But if they accept the defeat in the first time, it is better that way. We use an example of honesty in the Rogers via Mukama. I told you, if Rogers takes out the ticket for NRM or the flag, let him live for another person. If Honesty wins, let Mukama live for Honesty to go, so that they can have that solidarity to fight this opposition in Masindi. But if they stay there fighting each other, I cannot accept, at least I come as independent, you will find in that kavuyo, if this still takes on. If they sit down and know what they want, they say that let us fight for our party NRM. Let me stand, just because I have won you, let me stand as one. You will find these people, they will bring that solidarity together and the unity, and plus the supporters the other person had, and combine them. And maybe Ernest says, if you voted for me, please, I did not pass through, let me come and go on. My supporters, at least you can support this one for the better of NRM. You will find these people will support just because the person has told them to do so. But if they stay there fighting for each other, you will find still opposition will take over. If they don't sit down and organize and reorganize themselves, agree on what they want.
Okay, thank you so much. Wandera.
Yes.
You are a journalist, senior journalist. But seemingly, slowly you are crossing there also. And we wish you well. But here you are a journalist. But yes, you're turning political, and we wish you well. And I want to get your opinion on what should be done. Because many things have happened. There even people who say, Mister, for us we don't like the party, but we just use it as a vehicle to go through.
Let us start from that very moment.
Yeah.
To avoid all this chaos, infights, people should have love for their parties. That is one. So it is the biggest factor. Being patriotic and loyal to your party, and you say, "I love NRM, I love DP, I love Gemma, I love NOP." Of course, these issues are cutting across. You saw what happened in Imbara. When they were electing the.
But I think that was love for the party. That was love for the party.
When people are fighting,
Yes.
why should you fight when you are in the same family?
If you are doing the wrong
Just
thing,
sit and harmonize, not fighting.
there's no opportunity for sitting.
The moment you see in your family that the wife, the woman, the children are combining to fight the father, just know there is something smelling, something fishy.
But we have a saying here, which says, "Obutekwa kubi, butekwa nyineka." Maybe nyineka has a problem. The husband.
So that's what I'm meaning, that whatever we are seeing happening, what is bringing all this is the party presidents or the party chairpersons. What precedent have you set?
Is it a good president or a wrong president?
So if you're seeing children fighting, as a head, have you intervened? And when your intervention, is it biased? You understand? So we have seen these NRM members, after losing in an unfair manner, calling for the party chairperson to intervene. But have you ever seen him making a comment?
Yesterday I was watching Jose saying for him he never participated in the structures. He just sat and observed the killing. He never wanted to solve.
But as the head of the family, why should you see your children fighting, killing each other,
and you keep quiet,
and you fail to harmonize or to intervene? I think it calls for love. Even these people who are supporting. Politics is not a do or die game. Let us go in politics for reasons, not making it a job, not making it commercial. That's why people are fighting, killing each other. Others go to witchcraft. Yes.
Yeah.
Because of these political positions. Because why? People are seeing it.
Maybe there's a lot of money.
People are seeing these offices as a breadwinner. And it all goes for the unemployment in the country. That's why you're seeing people are running for politics. Graduates are running for politics. In the past years, people would not go for these political positions.
They would see it as a service.
And I think what has killed politics, the money they are giving these office bearers. Someone is looking at that office as his or her breadwinner for the family and the relatives. So that's why when he loses, and after injecting a lot, the primaries, he doesn't accept. He says, maybe let me try in the finals, in the general elections. I may make it and recover my money. Because you find someone in the primaries has invested over 20 million, over 100 million. By the way, yesterday, I had an interaction with the RDC. Masindi. So he was telling me that in Masindi there is no politics. He was like he was in Agafiire. When you look at those, the Bahati, for them they tell you, I have 5 billion for campaigns. But for us here, you have, well, your budget may be 100 to 200 for primaries.
Maybe this was do it clandestinely. So they don't expose it.
No, people are investing a lot. And what is causing it? One is the rules or the procedures being put in place by these parties. Take for instance, for NRM, meaning you'll use 6 million, because the Electoral Commission is also asking the 3 million. So for the person who struggled to get that 3 million,
plus the other 3,
and if is not satisfied how the flag has been given,
you won't sacrifice it.
If take for instance, there are a lot of irregularities, these people will not accept. They will say, no, let me look for the 3 million to go for the finals. Maybe I may recover. By the way, what they invest in does not only stop on the nomination. There is verification in UNEB. Now, if you're verifying for political, each certificate is at 300,000. So meaning if you have a certificate of senior 4, senior 6, and university degree, that is 900. There is transport. There is moving. When you're moving in the field, people ask you now, how have you left us, Honorable? How are you leaving us? But it is a lot of media to educate the electorates that you shouldn't sell your vote. And you candidates, don't give money to the voters to vote you.
Will they give you audience?
No, we have to educate them. Civic education. You tell them it is your role to vote your leaders on merit, so that you demand them services. And that's why you have voted leaders and they go to campaign and they don't come back. Because they just invested. They come and bought votes. Now they are recovering.
Let's start from there. We're going for a commercial break. Let's start from there.
Discover your home away from home at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima, located just 4 kilometers from Hoima City on the Hoima-Masindi Road. A real resort in an eco-environment, nestled near the stunning Albertine Escarpment and historic Mparo Royal Tombs. We are the perfect blend of convenience and charm. Treat yourself to our cozy rooms, mouth-watering meals at the restaurant, and refreshing moments in our outdoor pool. Whether you're here for business or leisure, our conference facilities, camping grounds, and fun-filled kids' playground are ready for you. Escape, relax, reconnect at Kabalega Resorts, Hoima. Your adventure starts with us. Book today.
We've talked about the love for the party, and also the issue of the money, and this has become a very big factor in politics, and it is leading to the cropping up of people with no leadership skills. Because if you have money, have no leadership skill, you find me in parliament. I go just and sit. There's someone who was saying, here we always sit and sitting allowance, not talking allowance, even if I don't talk. So those are the issues.
Money factor has resulted into voting incompetent leaders.
Yes.
The case in point Chiriandongo, Kibanda North. There's a time when there was a candidate, they had branded him JG. So this man,
yes.
This man had a lot of money. They voted him overwhelmingly, but he never stood at the floor of parliament, even
to say anything.
And if Yandongo has issues
to greet, at least to greet the people of Kiriandongo, at least to greet him.
But he might have said yes when they are voting. Wandera, let's cross to Andama.
But because of money factor, a competent leader
is left out.
Was voted out, in fact, the incumbent. And they had to take in someone who was super incompetent.
Because of money.
Then as I wind up, to avoid all these things, let us go back on the drawing board. There are regions or districts where a council of elders sit and decide that for Masindi, let us endorse so and so for Masindi municipality. After seeing competence in you. You
can note that.
In Bujenje. No, let me conclude. In Bujenje. So still NRM would sit after receiving the interest of these candidates and say, Stephen, much as you have money, but you're not fit for our party. How is the ground?
Yes, at party level, nothing they can do. At all parties, they will never do that. They will never do that. What I can say and see which can be done amicably.
Practical.
Let the kingdom come in. Just like you have been seeing it in Buganda, somewhere, somehow, Mengo gets in. Busoga has copped in Mengo. Busoga sits with all the incoming leaders. And they tell them, please, this is what we want. And if you know you are not part of this struggle, you are not part of you don't have these characters, don't stand. Do not stand. People believe in their cultural institutions.
Yeah.
Here in the Bunyoro, when shall we see that? It is now time to have the Omuyikirwa, Andrea Kirungi Kutaga Atenya, I love you so much. Call these people. Call whoever one who is interested. Wait. Call everyone. No, wait. Let us respect the kingdom. The kingdom. Why am I bringing the kingdom? I'm not saying that the kingdom is partisan. It's supposed to be non-partisan. But here it is. Wait, my
but
brother.
not political.
My brother, we are now looking at how we can build Bunyoro with the leaders. Because what is happening in Masindi, even you go to Hoima, you find it there. You go to Chikube, you find it there. Chikube, it is the same. When you go to Kakumiro, the same story. When you go to Kagadi, there is even bloodshed in Kagadi.
Yes.
So what can we do? Look at Rurekera and Musana Eric, our brother in media. They are fighting over. Rurekera has a flag. Musana is on independent ticket. So when you go to Buyaga West, Barnabas Nkasimire, and this man Namara Dennis, the Yala member of parliament, they are fighting over. It is the president who went there and said, Namara, can you stand? Can you
step down?
Yes, step down. Then we go with this guy. And I think this time now, Nani, your friend, that man Barnabas may not come back even because Namara has now taken over. Yes, he may not come back. Now, what I'm saying is only one. Let Bunyoro Kitara Kingdom. Let me let the camera be straight. Let me ask Bunyoro Kitara Kingdom to help Bunyoro who want to stand in on a ticket to go to parliament and the LOC5 chairpersons, because that's what and see that voice coming up, there is nothing the party will do.
But
it's failed.
Will the electors...
I think that can work for...
Even no.
First wait, sometimes the problem is brought about by the electors.
No, other they didn't even go to school.
Wandera. Sometimes the problem is brought about by electors. They will promise you support.
Yeah.
Even if the kingdom says A, B, C, D or NRM, they promise the other one support and they vote for him. So you're saying the kingdom should participate.
We can't have credible leaders when we have this kind
should
of
participate in reorganizing the politicians.
We want in the Bunyoro.
Yes. And I'm sure the kingdom, even the subjects of Bunyoro,
yes,
can listen.
They will listen.
If they come out in an organized manner.
People in Bunyoro love their kingdom. They will listen.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
The problem we have is also Mputu. These people of ours,
with these leaders.
Yeah? These people of ours, they will disrespect the kingdom. They say,
that's what they have been doing.
For me, this is what I'm saying.
Yes.
And I'm defying you orders.
Moderator, let me tell you, currently, we are in preparation of Empango. There are many functions, events that are going on right now. But how many of these people who intend to stand in have gone there to check in the kingdom? How many have participated so far?
Yes.
We have Omujat on 10th in Masindi. You will see them. They will come a bit campaign. We have a Masindi tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a marathon. Empang marathon. You will see many will not go there. Maybe if they go to campaign. So let us have these people sit together and harmonize and pick the leaders only who can spearhead Bunyoro issues, and we have them addressed. We don't want to see a mass, a kayoro yabantu going to stand in and disturb our electorates for no reason.
Thank you, Majaju. That's your opinion. That's Majaju selector. Let's bring in Andama on that issue. What should be done?
For me, I will start from where Majaju has stopped. I will agree with him or not. Why? We have seen Kabaka of Buganda coming strongly supporting Bobby Wine. He talked in parables that people should elect a coffee that is ripe. So that thing has even piqued the interest from state. Now state is seeing Kabaka of Buganda as being partisan and supporting Bobby Wine politically.
Bring evidence where Kabaka said that vote red.
No, those things have been trending even the way on.
Those are the people who picked him wrongly. He said, please, can you harvest
the coffee that is red?
Exactly, the red one.
So the red was taken.
No, it is the same people who picked him wrongly. Do you mean that coffee is leaders?
When someone makes a statement, everyone has his own interpretation.
Coffee are not leaders.
So
but it depends on the timing.
Now let me ask you,
But
Majaju.
when it was being even said in Parliament.
Let me ask.
Let him proceed.
You are saying Omukama of Bunyoro should be in charge and each subject to identify capable candidates who should go and represent us. Now, which party?
Irrespective of the party.
Are they going to?
Irrespective of the party. Irrespective of the party.
I don't think so. But you have been seeing NRM government even giving support to some of those kingdom leaders. Haven't you seen?
Yes.
They are giving support. So how shall they go against their bosses?
Andama, we want your way forward.
For me, I will say these things of NRM, they are mass party, and also what is making them not to prosper in some other areas, oppositions coming to take over, is because they have failed to actually comply or comply to their principles. That is the reason. Then secondly, the issue of incompetence. You are seeing, actually, Majaju, you have said they should identify competent leaders by the kingdom leaders. But we are seeing those of Nsereko, amidst Bobby Wine. Now, their own coming to contest against them. We saw those of Katumba. Which competence is that? Even those things can be here in Bunyoro. If we are to identify competent, still people will not satisfy with whatever kind of leader you have chosen for them. Now we are seeing here, all the political parties, people are going there. There is nothing else that they are going for service delivery. Everyone is fighting to go and get money You are seeing nowadays even electorates are saying, at least also let's send this one to go and eat. Now, how will you do with them?
Thank you,
Even
Andama.
if somebody is competent or not.
Andama, you can hand over the mic to Charity. We want to get conclusive remarks from all of you on what's happening, your advice you will give to the electorates. You know, we have a problem with the electorates due to civic competence. Someone is manipulated by a bottle of kombucha. Yes. Kombucha, 500,000, 300,000 for cigarettes. What's your advice to the electorate? The problem also we have here in Bunyoro, why we have not benefited so much is most of the appointments which are made, the beneficiaries treat them as favors. Someone who can't use the position has been appointed to advocate for something, but he sees that as a favor, which is also not good. That's why we have also not benefited. Your conclusive remarks on that.
Before going to the electorates, me, I'm not agreeing with MAJAJU. That issue of intervening with the kingdom. Why? You're going to find one of these MPs, they have been supporting kingdom activities. And how will you vote? Choose another person when I've been giving you man as a kingdom
and endorse him, and
you endorse another person. Do you think that one can happen? Conflict of interest is there. Trust me. And how sure are you that the prime minister is a friend to one of the politicians? It is, but you want to vote for people who are competent, despite of them looking in a perspective, what am I going to get? What will I get from him or her? Votes, yeah. You can even eat money from each and every politician who is coming or approaching you, but vote someone whom you see this person can take Masindi to another level.
Stephen Wandera, your conclusive remarks in 1 minute.
Okay. Thank you very much. As we head for the general elections or party primaries, the electorates, just know that you're going to reap what you will show in the next 5 years. What does it mean? Choose leaders who are pro-people.
Who are pro-development.
Leaders who will serve your interests. And don't sell your vote at 500, 200. Vote them on merit, then demand them services.
Yes, thank you so much.
And as I conclude, as you said, I'm turning political, and I'm one of the candidates who have shown interest for the MPship.
For Masindi municipality.
In our party, NUP.
In your primaries.
So if given a flag,
you're ready to take on the mantle.
To represent NUP, I will stand for MPship. But it starts with the party.
We wish you well. Andama, your conclusive remarks.
My conclusive remarks is electorates. As we are heading to elections, don't be intimidated. Go and vote for somebody of your choice. This thing of scaring you, go for this and this, please. You have your right to choose someone of your choice. And then secondly, those people who come with the influence of money, please be aware of them. They should not drive you towards what they want. You know who is to represent you in your respective areas. So be careful and vote wisely.
Thank you so much, Andama. Selector MAJAJU.
Yes, mine is just simple. We are in the market right now. Let's assume that we are in the market and people go to market on their own and with their own, with their individual interests. So don't just go and vote a candidate because GUCHWAKI has voted for him. Vote on your own. Vote on your own. You are in the market alone. You went there alone to buy a shirt. The other one went to buy a dress. This one is going to buy shoes and all that. So these candidates are now in the market looking to be bought, and we are now going to buy them. So when you're going to buy them, I will not buy what I didn't come to buy. So we are in the market, ready to buy what we went to buy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, MAJAJU. That's how we shall always be. Every Friday is here. panelists, especially journalists, will be coming in to discuss a range of issues. I've been with Charity Atura, the news anchor, BBS FM, and by the way, she was the chairperson organizing committee during our function. Yes, for World Press, and it was very successful. Stephen Wandera, we wish you well in the political arena, and he's the journalist NTV. And you never know. Let's pray for him. We also want to have our own being in Parliament. ANDAMA Moses, with the West Nile ambassador. But he wanted to contest for LOC5. I don't know what happened.
Now, okay, let me talk on that. I've got another new assignment as a coordinator NRM Kirandongo district. Mobilizer.
Guys are going in politics. Selector MAJAJU, manager, we want to congratulate you. He has been appointed as the new manager, Radio 7, and we wish you well in your endeavors. Thank you so much for being with us until Friday next week.